Hello. So I'm going to be making quite a few observations today, loosely based upon the idea of fancy dress and uniforms and costumes and a few other things possibly. I'm just going actually to the change of the guard, beginning of the video. St. James's Palace over here this morning they're going to be presenting us with a thing called the Mercian Regiment. Although they were re-established in more recent history, the Mercian Regiment uses some of the oldest symbols of empire of any of the regiments that protect the Queen. So particularly today I'm going to be looking for the double-headed eagle on their costumes. But yeah, I actually started my day today in a different place where the tourists aren't, called the Mother Teresa Lodge of England. Oh, look. What a beautiful picture to hang outside the Freemasons' Arms next to the Grand Mother Lodge of England. It's almost like it's not a secret anymore, which obviously it's not. It is actually 24th of June this month, 2017, when that building will be celebrating its 300-year anniversary, except they've decided not to actually celebrate it on the day. Oh God, I was about to just walk out in front of a taxi. They're not going to celebrate it on the day. They're going to be celebrating it in 2017, but on possibly a more significant day, which is the 31st of October, Halloween, is when they're going to have their massive fancy dress costume at the Royal Albert Hall. Oh, such a sunny day. The Royal Albert Hall, Halloween, be there or be square, set square. But I mean, the Conservatives are forming, or trying to form, a coalition with the DUP, as you may well know. What you may not know, however, is that the DUP are associated with a thing called the Orange Order, which is basically a fraternal Freemasonic order that, well, if that happens and you get orange men in actual government, that's going to be quite an interesting thing, isn't it? And quite a beautiful thing for such a special year, 2017. Quite entertaining, really, when you find out that the hold-up, because they've decided to change the date of the Queen's speech, the one that she's not going to be doing in a carriage, but instead in just a normal car, wearing a normal hat and all that. There's not going to be a proper state opening of Parliament this year, but they had to move it apparently because the ink wasn't drying on the ramskin paper, which was entertaining. The Ram, the Mercia Regiment, who are protecting the Queen at the moment, they have an ancient mascot, which is the Ram. I mean, when you know that the upper echelons of aristocratic high society are sort of fixated upon sort of lambs and rams and all of this kind of stuff, is it worrying? Is it something that we should care about? They are, of course, quite keen to point out that it's not actually done on a ram skin anymore. It's done on a simulation of ram skin, quite a high-tech simulation of ram skin paper. That's probably what that was. I was sprinkled by ram skin as I walked past the lodge. It does have a symbol of a ram on it though, of course, because the symbol of the ram is really important. It's a modern style object based upon a sort of ancient idea or idealism about how things should be ordered in the way that society is managed. I'm not going to see the whole thing. In fact, what I'm going to do now is go to Borough Market, because today was when Borough Market opened up to the public again. It's Wednesday, and yeah, I'm going to go down, survey the evidence, and one of the well, when you see the regiment there with the double-headed eagle, and you know they wear it proudly, and the fleur-de-lis and all of this kind of stuff. Personally, I think that analysing some uniforms is very helpful to understand the cultural context of what's going on. Of course, with the Borough Market attack, analysing uniforms was something that led to somewhat other than enlightenment. Pyjamas? I mean, how pathetic in terms of a crucial factual error. Do you want combat trousers and cartoon print pyjamas? Presumably the person who made the video in the first place saw the high definition version, realised it wasn't quite exciting enough, so decided to put up a low quality version saying it was camo pants and that the guy was dressing like a terrorist. All of that stuff was completely fake. Cartoon print pyjamas, I mean, let's get real. Of course, I'm going to go into Borough Market to have a look for like bullet damage and stuff. I haven't been in there yet, it's just opened up today, so see what happens. I'll tell you what, doing this bit of the video is going to get me in trouble from the marketeers, I guess, because the memory is still quite raw. I've just had to, well, I've already walked through to have a quick look around. I was questioning one of the security guards who obviously was not really wanting me to tell, or wasn't wanting to tell me anything. Not that he actually knows anything anyway. But yeah, I cannot actually find any bullet damage at all, just to let you know. I mean, I've rechecked the CCTV, and literally it happened, there should be like tons of bullet holes, like maybe here, like either on the ground or sort of in the walls or whatever, but I can't see any repair work. Neither can I see any bullet holes around here. In some of the columns and stuff, there's things like that. If you ask me, that's got a bit of rust in the middle of it, so that's been there for a very long time. There is that as well. But again, is that something that's been just a bracket or something that's been taken out? I don't know. Because I think these things are made out of metal. So yeah, really odd. There are no bullet holes. So the mystery will be an enduring one, I guess. I think. Enduring mystery. The other guy was shot around here somewhere. Although actually, when the guy with the thing attached to him was shot, the bullets were being sprayed in this direction, just sort of openly into the marketplace. And I've been standing here for a while looking around, looking for likely divots or whatever. Cannot see a single one. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm confused. So yeah, it's not for one man to solve, you know. Complex investigations like that take parties of people, like whole committees of people, and they don't necessarily, I mean, as you're probably well aware, a formal committee isn't necessarily designed to actually come to the truth. Possibly we'll just never know. We'll carry on just asking questions forever. And it's good that people are willing to sit there and have a drink again. Obviously, mildly heightened paranoia, but like life has gone back to normal, which is also a worrying thing. I mean, the fact that you know, terrorism gets normalized is worrying in itself. I'm sure people in this community would prefer it if we actually had some honest leaders honestly investigating what on earth might be happening to the community, but unfortunately we don't. We are led by a modern form of ancient secret society, and I personally think they're not so much into pretend fancy dressed costumes. They're into real fancy dress costumes and into real purging of blood. Of course, if you were to go up to a Mercian guard and ask him, what's with the double-headed eagle? He'd probably say, I don't know. And even if you go to the scholars who work on the heraldry of England and ancient England, and you ask them what the double-headed eagle means, they'll say, I'm sorry, but that information has been lost to history. Well, unfortunately for us, I think a lot of the factual data about the London Bridge attack will do the same thing. It will be lost into history. Before we know it, there'll be something else that people can make YouTube videos about, and it'll just be one of those things that we normalize and put into the back of our brains, which is exactly what they want us to do by design. You may know that a lot of YouTubers now are on Patreon, which is what I'm doing as well. I've got like a daily vlog on Patreon, which you can subscribe to if you want. It's like minimum $1 a month. There's a lot of man hours that go into it. I've basically been making a video every single day. There's obviously all the backlog of videos that you can watch on there as well. And just in case you think that I'm whoring myself out, I just wanted to let you know that I've never monetized my videos in my entire life. I've never tried to sell anybody a product. I've never been commercial. I've always been completely independent. And really this Patreon thing is just a way to make sure that I'm always independent. I would prefer to work for you guys rather than, I don't know, trying to sell you tangy tangerine special man plus vitamins or whatever. And yeah, helps me to survive. And also you can just go through all of the random crap that I talk about every single day.